Aloha, everyone. Happy Aloha Friday, and welcome back to another episode of Manoa Valley Theater Live. I'm your host, Dylan Chase Lee, and thank you for staying with us for 4 months. It's been 16 episodes, so if I'm doing math correctly, 16 divided by 4 should be 4. Yeah, amazing. I played a kid that was really good at math. I'm going to stop now. Anyways, let's bring out our main man, Kip Wilborn. Kip. Kip, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing? That's
yeah. I don't know. I guess just being cooped up for so long, I'm losing math skills.
Okay.
I've just been out of high school for too long.
Well, at least we're off to the same kind of start as last week. You started with saying, "But I digress." So
yes,
we have digressed. We're digressing in some way. How's everybody? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're, happy Aloha Friday. And I hope that you got great plans this weekend. Be out there, be safe, be careful. And what's been going on at the theater? Anything? Got anything new from you? Anything that's happening? Any of your stuff?
As far as my stuff goes, it's just been more of cleaning up around the theater, making sure that everything is tidy, so that you folks, when you folks come back to the theater, everyone is, reassured that we are doing everything in our power to make sure that theater is clean.
We are. We were working on that today about what we're going to do when we come back. And I think at this point, because of where we are today, of course, we can talk about today's measures, but it's not going to necessarily be what we do a month from now, or in December and in January, because in December 11th would be the opening of A Christmas Carol, a live radio play. And I think we've got that cast by now.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, we do.
I think we do. And in fact, I think we have 3 cast members on the show today. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct.
All right. So what I was saying, though, I digress, is that, today we would be, as you arrive at the theater, we'd take your temperature, ask you if you've had any flu symptoms or anything. And if you have, or you're an elevated temperature, see ya. You can't come in. And you have to wear a face covering at this point. And we'd have social distancing. We will clean and disinfect the theater area, the restrooms, the bar area. However, I think initially we may not have refreshments, and the backstage area and the dressing room before every performance. So that means on 2 show days, we have to do it twice. But your health and safety is our primary concern. And we just can't wait to have some theater again.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw Hamilton the other night. Did you see it on stream?
I watched Hamilton 2 days in a row with Joran. Yeah.
Yeah. When it started, man, I was just like, oh, I miss theater. Just missed it so much. But that was a fantastic, fantastic film of that show.
Yes. I've had the music stuck in my head. My favorite part is when Thomas Jefferson comes out. Now,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, part of it because of the acting, but also because I really want to wear that costume.
And you want to have that hair.
Yes, please. I just have straight hair. I want curls.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging the color tonight, though.
Are you?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, thank you. My aunt did it for me, so it doesn't look sloppy.
All right.
But I didn't do my hair today, so it does look sloppy.
Well, let me give you a couple more things, new little bits of information, and encourage you to be safe and to wear face coverings and keep your distance. We had almost 69,000 new cases nationwide today.
Dang.
So it's continuing to increase day to day. And so we can, I really believe we can get back open, but we're going to all have to practice good, safe measures. They traced 17, I think, here in Hawaii to a single gym or a couple of gyms. So, folks, be careful, be smart,
Yeah.
And then maybe, listen, when we get set back, that means the theater's not going to open. So please, I'm begging you. Yeah. Take care of yourselves. All right. And next week is tax day, July 15th. Yeah. So is that a big deal in your life, Dylan?
It's funny that you bring up taxes because we were just talking about Hamilton, and I'm pretty sure our founding fathers wanted us to stay away from doing taxes.
Mm-hmm. It's water. Wink, wink. Yeah, that definitely was not part of the original design.
Yeah.
But here we are. So next week, July 15th, don't miss it. All right. So we have got a great show today. 2 incredibly talented actresses.
Yes.
2 people I love to watch on stage, and also just talented director. And so I'm going to turn it back over to Dylan, and you guys have a good show.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Kip.
All right.
All right. So as Kip has mentioned, we have 2 absolute rock stars coming onto the stream today. So big that we can't interview them one at a time. They're coming on both at the same time. And our guests today are 2 veterans of the Manoa Valley Theater stage, Shannon Winpenny and Therese Olival. Shannon has been in such MVT shows as Sheer Madness, The Addams Family, Boing Boing, and Young Frankenstein. She has also directed Tony and Tina's Wedding at Manoa Valley Theater. And Therese has been in 10 shows at Manoa Valley Theater, which include The Elephant Man, Boing Boing, Bloody Murder, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, to name a few. And she was most recently seen on stage in The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. And they were also both in the MVT production of Ken Ludwig's Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery. Please help me welcome to the show today, Shannon Winpenny and Therese Olival. How are you ladies doing?
Good.
Great. We're coming in hot.
So I was told that you folks were going to give me a hard time, but so far it looks like you folks are a little nervous.
Nervous?
Who are you
Shannon.
talking to? You talking to me? Or are you talking to her?
You're in trouble, boy.
Anyone else
Tell
here?
us we're nervous.
I miss you folks so much.
I miss you too, Dylan, my boy.
My son.
My son.
This isn't creepy at all.
All right. So, before I go into any other questions, I just have to ask, Baskerville, that was a monster of a show. You each played numerous characters. I'm not talking like 10 or 15 characters, but you folks are playing like 20 plus characters each, correct? Almost.
I think
I don't know how many I played.
I think Shannon played 13 and I played 14, but it was the fact that we kept doing quick changes. We had like 30 quick changes and like 20 costumes. I mean, the design team on that show, every show, as you know, is a collaboration, but that show, oh my God, every part of that, you know, there's five women on stage, but that's just the tip of the iceberg of
There's
how
an
that
entirely different show going on backstage. I think we were talking at one point that we should sell tickets to have somebody just sit in the shop and be able to just
I wish we could have
see
videoed
the
all our
ballet
quick
of it all.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you're getting quick change that fast, and I know Oliver will agree to it, you can't, as the person in the costume, you can't help because you helping just hurts. Yeah. So and you have to go slow.
So what it was it was a comic take on Sherlock Holmes Baskerville. So it was originally 4 men and 1 woman that was playing all of these roles, but MVT and the director Rob, and they asked the writer, the author, if they could do it just with all women, because it's the kind of show that you can do that because you're just playing a multitude of characters, and he said yes, and so it was really cool. We got to do all these characters, but like Shannon said, I mean, we've done shows where we're on stage a lot of the times, but I don't think there's ever been a show where there's no downtime. You're on stage acting, and if you're off stage, you are quick changing with your amazing dressers.
Shout out to Angie.
Oh my God, Angie! Yeah, I mean, holy cow! So,
and I'm gonna go out on a limb and make a bold statement and say I think that we had the sexiest Sherlock that any Sherlock has ever been.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Brooke Shannon D was just amazing in that role, and always calm and collected amongst the chaos, and a true professional.
Sitting between the two of us. She sat between the two of us at a backstage, you know, so she had to deal with that. So that alone.
Yeah, she had a preview of us during Fox in the Fairway. So Therese and I have known each other we've been performing since we were 8.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. A lot of people that are even our friends don't know like how far back.
we've been in shows since we're 8.
I found a program of ours from when we were like 8 years old, and we did a Honolulu Theater for Youth show. And I found this program, and also what was weird is looking at the program, it was like, oh my God, Bree Peters was the stage manager on that when we were 8.
She didn't even know that.
Yeah, she didn't even know. So Shannon and I have done a lot of shows together, acting or being directed by her. It's just, and it's cool because there's a shorthand that goes with it, and yeah.
For us, we think it's a shorthand, but for people like Brooke, for example, being in the dressing room of Fox in the Fairway, sitting directly in the middle of Tracy and it, we do have a shorthand. after these years of working together, and we're catty bitches to each other. But that's our love.
But it's all love.
Yeah, it's our love language to each other, and we don't explain that to people. Yeah. So when we're, Trace will be putting on lipstick and say, "You screwed up your lash."
By the way,
and I'll say something horrid back.
Anyone who's ever worked with Shannon knows the deal with the lashes. She keeps her lashes like babies along the rim.
So at the stations of Diamond Head, Manoa especially is where it started. You can see the progression of them because they start out like normal lashes, like normal human lashes, and by the end, no matter what the show, I played a nun once.
She takes them off. She puts them on.
I put them down, but you can see the progression of how big they get. So by the end, like closing night, I've got like snuffleupagus lashes, and I put it down.
She calls them her babies.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it grosses Tracy out. And you know how big that dressing room is? We still sit right next to each other.
Yeah.
And just
COVID times, I don't think you'd be allowed to have those lashes encroaching into anything.
Well, the thing is, I don't reuse them. I just collect them and marvel at them.
So why not throw them away?
Because I just am amazed by them.
I picture them like looking at them like.
It's a luxury item.
I've heard of people
wear them no matter what. Like basketball, you're playing like all boys. You have one woman character, but you're like, I'm wearing the lashes.
I did I think I tried to for preview, but in preview I was just crying because it was so scared.
Preview, Dylan, it was really, so when you do a show at MVT, you have like 3 preview audiences to kind of get you into an idea of like what they're gonna laugh at, what they're not gonna laugh at, just to get you into it. And for Baskerville, which is such a, as Shannon said, dance of backstage and everything, we had never done the show completely without stopping until the first preview. And I think at the end of that first show, I've never had the cast and crew, we just were yelping and so excited because we did it, and we just came together as a team does. And
I remember just looking at Angie and like I had tears in my eyes, and I just gave her because I can't do anything unless Angie was my dresser. For those of you guys that know Angie, she's a wonderful, wonderful crew at Manoa, and just how hard it was for all of us. I miss you too, Angie. It was just so stressful, and by the end of it, it was the most emotional, I think, moment in theater for me, because it was just such a like, oh, we did it. I didn't even stop to think. I don't think, Therese, for you, maybe
Mindy was my
never had time to read if the audience was picking up anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean,
no time. I gotta go.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you had to, if you were off stage and you were dressing, you had to actively be listening to what's going on stage. But it was like, that was a test too, to just be kind of like separate, like, get my shoe on. What's going on stage? Like, yeah.
Oh, there'd always be like some poor stagehand walking by in the wrong place. And just they're like, oh, not now.
And that was once we started going, the nightly crew and everything, that was an all-female crew, except for Goom was up in the,
yeah, but he had to stay way away from us.
Poor guy. But that was an all-female crew. And it wasn't all-female just to be female. Everyone was good.
Yeah.
Courtney Booth, Malia Wessel, of course, is phenomenal. As you said, Brooke.
Hope, our stage manager, keep reeling us all in every day. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, I don't know how. Well, I always say that stage managers are the most underappreciated for as much work as they do. That is an unsung hero's job.
I mean, all the crew really like.
Yeah.
And like, the average theater goer, like I say, you see what's on stage, but you don't realize, like, I didn't put myself together. Like, I didn't sew this costume.
Yeah, that was a crazy show. Good fun. Really good fun show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I heard people liked it. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It was amazing.
I never got to see it.
I missed it.
It was amazing just seeing like the turntable working, and then all of the the different characters and the different character choices that you folks made for each specific character. And I mean, you know, playing 13, 14 characters, how did you folks just kind of differentiate? You know, like what was the process that you folks took to differentiate each character?
Make bold choices on each one.
Yeah, I would say for me something that helped was the smell of each costume was different. So like I can't remember any characters' names. It was a great show, but it just shows over and I'm like,
it's like boing boing. It's like you were blue, you were red, you were yellow.
Yeah,
I don't know your name.
I wasn't even any of those colors. I was black and white. But thanks for noticing. Perfect. Another show we were on together. But that. For me, it was the smell. So like the beard of the hunchback guy, and Therese was my wife. But the beard, as soon as that came on, I knew to get into that physicality. So for me, it was really weird. It was the smell of each costume helped me get into my bold choices that Olival was talking about.
Nice. And speaking of bold choices, so this is a question for you, Shannon. You're a skilled improv teacher. What is the best advice that you can give anyone interested in doing improv?
Do improv.
Fair enough.
It's pretty simple. What I tell my students all the time is, and I'm not always teaching improv, but there's really Kim Valero, Think Fast is out there that are teaching classes. But when I do teach improv, what I do tell my students all the time is, at worst, it's not going to be funny. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't funny before you said anything. So just go, you know, don't be afraid to fail. And that's anything in theater is love the failure. Don't be afraid to fall, figure out what you're doing on the way down.
Nice. And we were talking a little bit before the show, Shannon, and you're also teaching a comedy writing course for Ohana Arts. And you'll also be teaching that course with DHT and Iolani Schools, correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So I've been distance teaching. I was going to say distance learning, but I think I'm a teacher. Pretty sure.
But you learn from the students as well.
Yeah, no, it's not like a lean on me type of situation at all. I'm just not that teacher.
But Shakespeare's just like rap, you guys.
Yeah, no, I saw Hamilton when I couldn't sleep last night for like the third or fourth time. And I was like, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to just do parody songs to Hamilton songs because that's easy. Buckle up, 7th graders. Anyway, yeah, so I figured distance learning, I've been doing it this whole fourth quarter. And so going into summer, I thought doing comedy was a little bit easier to discuss theory and give and to implement projects and things to do rather than try to read scenes. I didn't know how well I would be as an instructor to see that on the screen. So that's what led me to teaching comedy writing. So it's something I do, but I don't usually teach it, but I'm having a blast. And hopefully the kids and adults at DHT are as well.
Nice. All right. So Therese, or may I call you Tracy or keep it as Therese?
You can call me whatever you want. You can
call me for dinner.
No.
So Tracy, you were recently in the Netflix.
Call me Therese.
I'm sorry.
You just got Olival, son.
Yes, Dylan.
So, Therese, you were recently in a Netflix film called The Wrong Missy, which was Netflix's top 10 recently. Can you tell us what the process for that movie was like?
Well, I auditioned, and I mean, we have awesome casting people there. Katie Doyle, the casting person, she pushes for local people to be cast, and it's amazing. So I auditioned, and I got the role. And what's kind of the icing on the cake of that is whenever there's like a TV or film that comes here, usually they're here because it's Hawaii. So they want to show off Hawaii, and it's outside, and it's the sun and the beach and everything I hate. And what was really awesome,
there's musicals.
Yeah, what was really awesome was the role I got was a flight attendant. So it was inside, in an air hangar, in air conditioning, which is so unusual. So,
And a fun little tidbit to that is I auditioned for the same part and didn't get it. And you know what, Dylan? I'm not bitter at all.
no.
Did you know that?
No.
I did. I auditioned for the same part. I don't know what to call you, man.
You're the one that put your full name on there, Shannon Winpenny.
Yeah, so you may call me either Miss Winpenny or Miss Shannon. You're lucky I didn't put the Miss on there. I fully auditioned for that. As soon as I saw you, I was like, oh, yeah, I read for that part. And Katie Doyle is fantastic. Katie Doyle was she was one of the wait staff in the first Tony and Tina's in '96 at Manoa Valley Theater. She's awesome.
And I mean, film, television, theater, do what you can. Do what you can. It's great, yeah.
So, Shannon,
yes.
You are an actor, director, and producer. Of those three hats that you wear, which do you prefer?
Man, that's like a shag, marry, kill. I would say shag, acting, kill, producing, and marry, directing. That's what I would say. Producing is hard work, man. That is hard work and a lot of headaches to do, and nobody sees the hard work that goes into that. And Therese, you know all about that as well. Just the gnarly bits of putting on a show from behind. Wait,
that sounds weird.
It did sound weird. It felt weird coming out of my mouth.
I don't like
I just
it.
feel like I doubled
Where's
down.
that 5-second delay, Dylan? Can we rewind?
Nothing will stop.
Well, I mean, look at Dylan. Dylan, when he did Curious Incident, so that's the last show that MVT did. So I assume that Dylan and that's the last show that we've also done, right? That's like been a full show. I mean, you're the TD and the star of that. That was crazy. That was
insane.
He would be like in character, and I'd be like, "Oh, Dylan, asking him a TD question, like, can we move this board because it's backstage and it's in the way of like our entrance and the exits?" And he's like in character, like moving
no.
Like we'd end rehearsal and then he'd be immediately like putting up a set piece or something. I mean,
I think I was in there.
Yay, Dylan.
At MVT for some such reason, and I ran into you, and I think you may have been painting the floor. Yeah. And I sat and I just, poor thing, with as much as and you had just gotten back from New York. Oh, and I was just talking to Zero. I just wanted to know all about New York, how the show was going, how is he doing all of this? And he's probably like, better at all of those if you'd get the hell out of here.
No. I mean, this isn't an interview about me. This is for you folks. But you did come in and you were asking because you wanted to put like a screen up for your kids at the school that you were working at. So I mean, that was a really valid question.
And we did do it.
Nice.
We did. It was like one of the last projects I did before spring break, and we never came back from spring break. But at Momilani Elementary in Pearl City is another school I teach at, and so we have the starch muslin. We have a nice giant piece, and I have a great light system thanks to the PTO there. And so I can project lights on it thanks to Dylan. So thank you very much for that.
Yay, Dylan.
And then, Therese, since you brought up Curious Incident, you played my mother, Judy, and she was a very...
I told you not to mention that in public, son. I'm just your sister.
You
made me want to play with my zipper.
Go on.
I mean, what was I mean, it's very.
He's all flustered.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any words for it because it's very. I don't want to say weird, but
where's this going?
I'm not really sure how to phrase it. But what was the process of taking on the character of Judy? Kind of like.
Well, that's not where I thought it was going.
Yeah, I mean that's such a normal question of what I didn't know where it was going, but that's an okay question.
Really curious.
I was a curious incident question. I was like,
I was curious.
Yeah, I was curious too. Well, a character like Judy, I love. Well, first of all, Manoa's plug to Manoa of being able to do drama and comedy. That they don't. I love musicals. Can't sing or dance. Praise be those actors that can do all that.
I
They're
can't
amazing.
sing or dance either, but I still do musicals.
But I love that Manoa does straight plays as well, and within the straight plays, serious and comedy. And this was a serious piece, and I really like the characters that aren't just 100% quote good. And I the first thing I do with these people is like with her is like she loves her son. She may not be the greatest mom, but what she's doing is what she thinks is the best for him. Mm-hmm. And so you have to love your character. You have to think that what they're doing is what they think is right. Like, so it came from that of just, and also is a cool character because the first act is kind of like a memory. So she can be, it's the same character, but I can play it slightly differently where it's more of like a memory of yours. And then the second act is more of the realistic so you can play it a little differently. But it was a great show Dylan, you were awesome. And just the idea of
you were
theater,
Dylan. We're just crushing on you right now.
Like,
Dylan's just so awesome and smart. And you know everything.
God,
this is how we are all the time.
You like to eat salad?
Did it have kale?
Oh my God, you're so healthy.
He's healthy. I love it.
His hair is amazing.
You know what? That was deal breaker for you. He drinks Coke, not Pepsi.
Dylan.
Coca-Cola products are by far superior to Pepsi products.
Whoa, man.
Dylan,
okay, listen.
Let's
ease up. Let's ease up, guys.
The tipping point.
That's a trigger point.
Yeah, I don't know how this is set up for you, but Shannon's in the middle box for me right now, and that's a good thing, Dylan, because you were
talking after you.
Yeah.
I can tell you years of working with this one wherever she is. I have come to learn that there is a unwritten rider with Miss Olival, and it is no perfume, no flowers. But to be fair, you do have terrible migraines,
yes,
and so you're really sensitive to smell. So I'm mentioning this because I do understand it, and I do have a certain perfume I love wearing that I don't.
Thank you.
And she will only drink Pepsi and not Coke. Yes. I, on the other hand, will only drink Coors Light.
That's in her rider.
That's in my rider, yeah.
All right, so thank you both so much for being on the show today. We got to start wrapping it up, so I'm going to bring out Mr. Antsy Man in the private chat, Kip. I'm going to bring back Kip, and then we can close down the show. Is that okay?
Sure.
You're asking us if it's okay? It's okay.
We'll
go ahead.
Hey, there he is.
Thank you, ladies. That was very entertaining. Definitely that.
That's Cody.
So can I say anything about December?
Go for it.
You guys mind?
12th month.
Well, I'm really looking forward to having you guys back, and in our first show back at MVT in A Christmas Carol, a live radio play. And it should be super fun, and with Dylan as well. Here's 3 of the cast members right here. So looking forward to it.
I got it. I got the part. I don't know what part, but I
don't remember
it. Nailed it. Suck it, Trace doll.
All right, but you're not bitter. I know. Yeah, great show. Thank you so much for being on the show, and
Thanks
you guys are lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Dylan.
All right, so as we always do with Manoa Valley Theater Live, we're going to make it, please donate. Call 808-988-6131 or go to manoavalleytheater.com under Get Involved and just bug the heck out of Eric or whoever's answering the phone at the moment.
Poor Eric.
So, as is tradition with Manoa Valley Theater Live, we always do the awkward shaka as I press the end broadcast button. It's kind of like the K1-2. Shout out to Joe Moore. So, aloha, everyone. Have a great weekend.
So awkward.